different sound before you could go
Bippity boppity boo.
So I went with the first thing that came in my head. To be fair, the first thing that came in my head was, hey guys, welcome to Zone on a Couch. We're going on a trip. And it was literally the first thing my brain did. I don't know why that is a thing today. You got there before my brain got there, so I was like, you're too early, and then it made sense.
I did. I kind of skipped a line.
Yeah, you skipped like a whole line. Didn't like it. Anyways, hi guys. You want to know? I want to tell you like 4 things right off the bat. First things first. Brendan's smiley face from last week's video is still on his knee.
I can't get it off.
It is an entire week later, and there is a smiley face. The upside down part is gone. So like the eyeballs. Oh no, they're kind of still there. It's a frowny face. Second thing I want to tell you is hi. I miss you. Okay. Third thing I want to tell you, this week there is no Zoom. No Zoomy Zoom. Because you guys started school last week and you're on like Google Meets for like 17 hours a day. And so when we got on our Zoom last week, there was a little bit of sleepiness happening. And we also just want you to like take a break from looking at a screen. So if this is the only video you watch outside of school this week, I'm like okay with that because you need a break from staring at a screen.
I just drank an entire hype.
That's really not great. You did all of that while I was talking about Zoom?
I did.
Wow, that was so stressful. Brendan, other announcement you have. Third thing we're talking about. Right
that was
the
third thing? It was a third thing. Okay. This is the third thing? This is.
Your thing.
This is the third thing.
That's the third
this
thing.
is the third thing.
Yeah.
And in the Bible, 3 is a very significant number, so this is the most important one.
Third thing, I'll tell you, this week there is no Zoom.
No, it is definitely not.
So.
This is the most least important one.
I disagree.
But it is still important. It's just the most least.
Anyways, guys, I don't know if you remember,
Guys and
6th
girls.
graders. Yeah, guys and girls, yes, indeed. But I don't know, 6th graders you might know, but we used to do that Gaming with Zone thing back a while ago. But we are bringing that back. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. I'm going to have myself and possibly some other leaders doing it, and I want to have you guys join with us.
We've had 2 people comment on the YouTube over the weekend asking, are we going to play Minecraft again? So this is a very relevant term. This is specifically for you guys.
Not specifically, but it does involve you guys. Now, so we're bringing it back, and I want to like hear if you guys want to be a part of that. We'll do like 1 student per week or whatever like that, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to have you guys there. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm excited.
Basically what he's saying is we're going to play video games with you guys where you play and we make a live stream video about it. If you want to join us and be a part of the person who plays the games, let us know. We'll talk about it more in the next couple weeks because biggest announcement is we are returning to campus. We are returning to church. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we are returning to Big Church. It's going to be a great weekend at the Grove in person here. It is only for Big Church. We are not opening the Zone Room yet. On top of us coming back to Big Church in a few weeks, we will be coming back to Zone in person. There's going to be more information about that coming up. We are very excited.
Very excited. I cannot wait to see you guys.
It's going to come back in a small and safe way. We're going to open up into smaller groups. But we're excited about just being able to be back with you guys. So stay tuned for more information about that. When we know, you will know. Does that sound good, Brendan? Do you feel good about that?
Sounds toasty.
We're very excited about it. Other than that, that's all of our announcementos for...
Announcementos?
That's just what I wanted to say.
I want to take those announcementos things and put them in a thing of
Coca-Cola
soda.
so they
Then
explode.
I can allow those announcementos to explode into your knowledge of wisdom in the faces and stuff like that. Then you'll know. Yes.
That was the lamest thing I've ever heard. But it's okay, I'll allow it. Because I do like putting Mentos in Coke and watching it explode. So you tried, it just didn't work. The execution wasn't there.
The execution was perfect.
We're going to do something a little bit different today, guys. We are going to do Zone on a Couch convos. Yep. Because we're on a couch and we're having a conversation. So couch convos. I'm excited about them. Basically, if you guys haven't been on the Zoom, the last couple weeks for the Zoom, we have just been talking about like how we're feeling, what's kind of going on in our lives. And we wanted to bring that Zoom conversation to you guys at home that watch the Zone and Couch videos that maybe haven't been getting on the Zoom because of whatever reason. And so Brendan and I are just kind of going to talk. We have 3 questions we're kind of just going to talk to each other about. And we want you guys to be thinking about these questions as well, commenting on the video with what you're kind of processing through and thinking of. Gonna be a little short baby conversation today, right?
A short, little, awesome conversation that's very much
gonna be
so
great.
needed and necessary.
Okay, there's a lot happening there. So Brendan, first of all, I just want to start off with like, what have you been doing to kind of like stay occupied / not be bored? That's one thing we're hearing from all of our students is that they're bored. Even with school going back, if they're not doing school now, their day was boring. So what are you doing personally to like not be bored and to stay occupied during this time?
Well, what I was doing, because if you guys don't know, you probably don't. I'm back working now. I work basically every single day, and it was every day except for Sunday. But now when church comes back, it will be literally every single day. So that's gonna be a fun time. I'll survive. But there's that, but before that, when my work was still closed, I was sitting down and I don't know. It was kind of just random for me. I'd just do what I felt necessary and what I needed to do in the moment. But I would make sure that I would do something that was good for the soul. And I mean, sometimes I just feel like video games can be good for the soul just to keep my childish ways in my soul. But, I did that, and I did a lot of devotionals because God is great, and I need to keep that in my life. And I did a lot of, I don't know, I didn't ever lose connections with people because I would just reach out to everyone I knew, and I would talk about life, and I'd ask how they're doing, and I'd see if they needed help, and I would talk about, like, God, and I'd grow with them as well, over text or over FaceTime or whatever it was, but I would do that. And then I'd also, like, occasionally, every single day, but like I would go like do my daily workout in my backyard gym at home because their gyms were closed. And I think they still are now, right? Yeah, they're still closed. And I go in the backyard and I do like worship and lift kind of thing. Like I'd listen to Christian music or I'd listen to some sort of sermon or something like that while I'm benching 200 pounds because I'm that awesome.
Don't think you're that awesome, but it's fine.
But yeah, and it was just a really cool way to like keep myself occupied and stay healthy mentally and physically and spiritually. And again, I would do video games too because again, childish ways are very important.
Interesting. It sounds like all the things that you were doing were things that are very Brendan. Like you were working out, which is very Brendan. You were talking to friends, which is very Brendan. You were video gaming, which is very Brendan.
I also read comic books.
Also very, very, very Brendan.
I bought 3 graphic novels. They're like this thick each.
It's a lot.
I bought 3.
It's a lot. And you were doing Devos and like worship music. And so it was how you found ways to take the things you like and have them be productive and not just like suck your time away, which I think is good. I think that's like kind of what we're looking at doing to not be bored and to fill this time, especially now that like students are back in school, right? Or like you're going back to work. It's you have less time to be bored. So how are you being intentional with the times you could be bored?
Well, because I've also thought of it like this is like, especially if you're in a dark place, like if you're just sitting there with your dark thoughts or with your down mood, you're not helping yourself in any way. Because you're literally, again, you're just sitting with your thoughts and nothing's getting done. You're just constantly thinking about it. And sometimes if there's a problem, you either need to like deal with it and talk to someone about it, or you need to like just have a distraction in the moment or whatever it is. Or you can just talk to God, pray, or you can listen to Christian music or just go work out or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I just kept doing that. If there was a problem that came up, I knew how to deal with it and I could just... Yeah.
I like it.
Yes.
I think for me to not be bored, what I've been doing to be occupied is I've watched a lot of Netflix, which hasn't been productive. It's just like I binge watched a lot of shows this weekend. And I have been finding myself, like, if I'm not working on my computer, if I'm not at work, I am, like, sitting on the couch with my roommates. And we just, like, are on our phones watching TikTok. And it's like 40 minutes go by and we haven't said a word to each other because we're just watching TikTok.
That's a very Allie thing to do.
It is, but I also would say, like, it's not doing anything for me. Like, I'm not, like, growing. Like, all of yours, you were growing, you were intentional with your time. I'm kind of just coasting to do something to not do anything. Does that make sense? And so, like, I think of the two of us, you are filling your time a lot better. And I, like, have to start thinking about, like, hey, if we're going back to church this weekend, if we're going to be seeing students in the next couple weeks, like, I should start planning. I should start thinking of games. I should, like, kind of get back into a routine. But I haven't.
Well, granted, there were some days where I literally just, like, vegged on the couch, and that was just a fantastic couple of times I did that.
That's fair.
But yes.
I think a lot of what we're talking about and we've been talking about with students, like, you know, it's like, how do we get back into a routine with our growth? And it sounds like you are trying to be intentional about that and putting in ways, like, I'm doing a Devo, or if I'm working out and filling time, I'm going to put Jesus music on, or I'm going to listen to a sermon. I'm going to be growing while I'm doing nothing, which I think is, like, a good habit to start making. With that, kind of going into the next question is, like, how have you, I guess you kind of answered that, like, how are you putting things into your day to grow your relationship with God? And I think you would...
I do have something to say that I have not said yet, actually.
Okay.
I started it kind of later on. It hasn't been happening consistent. I mean, it's more consistent now because I was just new to it. So my friend Josh invited me to go to this Bible study thing at this guy's house a while back. And it was safe. I made sure it was all safe. I didn't want to, like, just go and do something, like, not safe. But yeah, so I started going to that, and it was less consistent at first, just because it was newer and I just was not used to that kind of environment yet, and I didn't really know anyone there but Josh. But then, like, I would go there every Tuesday because it's just a time to, like, because the thing is, the things that they would talk about is, like, it makes you think a lot, and it's to help you grow, but it's a way that would help you grow in a way that you've never thought about it before. And they would, like, introduce new ideas in my brain. They would, like, and we got, like, deep into so many different parts of the Bible. And again, it's a Bible study. It's not just talking about just God, but you're, like, literally just studying the actual Bible itself and the contents of the Bible, and just getting really deep in the conversation and the context of each thing in the Bible and each chapter and book and everything like that. And it's really cool. So I started going more, and that's one thing I've been doing to help, like, grow with God more, that I just added into my life. And it's kind of fun, actually. It's really fun. I enjoy doing it.
Makes me excited to have, like, Zone start back up again, because, like, that's what this is. It's like church is like a big Bible study with your friends. I would, like, say, like, your small group, you're getting to talk about life and you get to do things. Like, you're jumping back into a Bible study, and so you found a way to do that with your friends and your growth. And I'm excited to have Zone back because it's doing that all together, which is, like, my jam and my favorite thing. And I think, too, I know, like, I would say I haven't been reading the Bible as much as I should. I haven't been praying as much as I should. And, like, I want you guys at home to know, like, that's okay. Like, if you haven't, like, picked up your Bible since March when we were in Zone, like, that's okay. If you haven't, like, memorized a verse since March, that's okay. Like, I think, again, we're talking about how do we get back in these routines. And it took your friend inviting you to something for you to kind of find something new. Right now, I'm, like, inviting you guys, like, hey, if you, like, have an iPad or a phone or a parent's phone, like, the Bible app is a great way to, like, do what Brendan's doing with his friend together. And you could do it with us, and we could, like, you can read a Bible, like, app plan together. You can do Bible study together over your phones. I think that's a really fun way to talk about the Bible or get back into a routine and read maybe a verse every day that maybe we haven't been doing up until now. I guess my last question is, what are you wanting to grow in over the next couple weeks? We're going to go next couple weeks to like next couple months. Like, where is something that you are wanting to grow or learn or be better at? I can answer if you aren't ready.
I'll let you answer first. I do have an answer, but I'll let you answer first.
I'm awful at like memorizing anything. Like, the only thing I can memorize is song lyrics, and that's it. Like, I can remember every lyric to every song I've ever heard. But as far as like the Bible goes, I'm not good at it. And I'm wanting to be able to be one of those people, like, you know, if you need advice or whatever, I'm like, oh, you know, in, you know, this verse, it says this. Like, I'm trying to be better at that. And so I started like writing a verse down and taping it on my bathroom mirror, every week. So I could like start reading and remembering like, what's my verse this week? And like putting it on in my car and like writing it in like in my phone. So I see it when I open my phone. So I think over the next couple months, like, I'm trying to get better about just like memorizing the Bible. So I have God's word with me always, and kind of grow in being able to talk about Jesus like more often, and like not just in like talking to students and not just like talking to you, but just being able to have it in my thoughts more often. So that's like my like goal right now is like, I'm going to start working on like memorizing verses. And if I memorize a verse, I might go buy myself ice cream because that would be fun. Or an Otter Pop. We'll see.
That's an interesting way to go. And I can agree with you there. That's an interesting like thought, because like I do want to have more time to just like, I don't know, because I can go and just point out like stories in the Bible. Like, I can know a general idea of where certain stories are. Like, I know that like the book of Judges is where Samson is and like all that stuff. And I know that there's also Gideon, and there's a bunch of stories in each thing. But like, I can't just go and like you're talking about, like you want to just have verses memorized, stuff like that. I definitely don't have that in my brain. I know like generally where certain things are, but I have not a lot of things memorized. I have this memorized, obviously, but this is the only reason I know this one is because, again, it's on my arm, but this is part of a verse. It's not even the full thing. This is like the second half of a sentence. But yeah, yeah, I can get that. And for me, what I'm trying to do, actually, I've been kind of working on this for a while now, and it is something that I do want to continue to work on. Because as far as devotionals go, which I already said I was doing a lot to occupy my time, but the last 2 devotionals I'm doing, and I'm currently doing another one right now, I've been doing ones with a bunch of my guy friends, because I'm trying, and they're all like guy-specific devotionals. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find out how I can be the best man in God's eyes, and like what I can do best to be the best kind of manly friend in God's eyes, and the best leader as a guy in God's eyes. And like, even is in future reference, if like how I can be the best boyfriend / husband in God's eyes. I'm trying to find out what God wants from me, how he wants me to deal with certain things, what he wants me to do with certain things, and how I should react to certain things. I'm trying to find out just where God wants me, basically, as a guy. So that's what I've been trying to do, and that's what I'm trying to work on more as time goes on. And I'm really grateful that I'm doing it with a bunch of my homies over here at church and outside of church. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm hoping that'll be where I go in the next couple weeks / months.
I like it. I think it's good. Again, you're surrounding yourself with friends, and you're like knowing we want to get here together. And so how can we uplift and grow together? Which I think is cool. For you guys that get home, like, I want to know these things for you. Like, we want to know kind of like, as we are coming back, as you guys went back to school last week, and as you're coming back to church, we've been, doing Zone on a Couch through the last 6 months, but how are you maybe jumping back into a routine? Like, you've had to start getting up for school and like maybe putting different clothes on because you're still wearing sweatpants, hopefully. And like doing homework, and your routine for like school is there. What habits and things are you changing as we start coming back to church in person, as you're going to be in a small group, as you were, going to be here having to talk about like what we're doing for our talks and our sermons. Like how are you preparing like to get back into a routine with God? And what do you want to grow as like you come back to church? How are you wanting to better yourself, grow? And how are you wanting to fill the time now that you have to like structure your day a little bit more? So I think that's all of them, right? That's everything. Yeah, I know today it's like no game or whatever, but we just wanted to, we've been having these conversations through our Zooms, and we just really wanted to bring that to you guys. And like, I think sometimes you guys look at Brendan and I and you just see like the funny people who play games, and we give you like a 15-minute, like, here's your talk. But we're human people. Like we're just like you guys, and we wanted to bring you kind of into what we've been doing as we ask you what you're up to. So
I may look like an 18-year-old, but in the inside, I am still 12.
he also looks 12, so don't let him fool you.
Hmm.
It's fine. They still think I'm 16.
Wow, really?
To the readers at home, to the people at home, I am not 16. I am 26. I'm 10 years older. Yeah, I got asked if I was 18. I was like, no, not that. We love you. We can't wait to see you guys at Big Church this weekend. Come say hi, socially distant. Remember, we're not going to do hugging. We'll do like that weird like elbow bump thing. Brendan, elbow bump. Boop. It'll be
Also,
great.
just real quick, the questions that we just ask each other, ask that question to yourselves, because I want you guys to think about that too. And I'm not going to make it homework for you guys, but just like think about it. And
Yeah.
like, if you want to, I mean, if you so desire, when you come back to church, talk to us about that, and then we can see how you want to grow or what you've been doing, all that jazz, or just comment it, whichever one.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see you this weekend. We love you. We can't wait to be back in Zone in a couple weeks. And Brendan, would you like to sing our way out of here?
Zone on a couch, zone on a couch.
Come and join us for Zone on a Couch. Ah!
I'm surfing.